Hello and good morning, my beautiful friends. This is Marta from Drop of Sunshine, and welcome at my studio. Today I'm coming to you with a card which I actually created a few months ago, but I never had the time to edit the video. And right now, because we're on the moving, I thought this is the right time for me to jump on and finish off all the videos which I had recorded in the past. So I will still have something for you to post on my YouTube channel until I'll be settled in my new studio. So I had this unusual order to create a card which was designed especially for a football player. At first, I was really, maybe not surprised, but I was a little bit scared, saying like, "Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do?" And then I realized that I had this very old pattern paper with the football balls, which came handy just perfectly. And here you can see I've already started recording this card a little bit. So I'll just quickly show you what I have. I have those design papers, some spellbinder alphabet die, and then I'm having some green color cardstock which I enhance even more with the green paint and with the silver mirror paint as well, just to give it a little bit nice sparkle. I wanted to achieve this very dark green, like a grass green color for my elements, because I want to combine this very dark green with this football ball. I cut myself few extra elements which are on the same design paper. I think this design paper is coming from the Rainham paper company. I'm not quite sure whether they're still produced or not. I will have to check it, and then maybe if I'll find it, I will give you a link to the papers. However, I certainly doubt it because I do have it for a few years and it was already old when I got it. So here I am back in my paper with this silver cardstock, and I've decided to give it additional extra sparkle just to enhance the pattern as well. And it's always nice to give it a little extra bling, even if it's a mail card as well. There's nothing wrong in adding some additional sparkliness. Of course, everything has to be balanced, but if you add just a little shiny elements here and there, as I am doing here, I'm just matting my front layer with this very narrow edge of the silver cardstock. It adds that really nice shininess, but it's not taking over from the entire design. And here you can see I am just attaching it with the double-sided foam, with a double-sided tape, and I also add additional extra dot of the glue on every single corner, because that way it's very easy to slightly move a paper and make sure you have it positioned perfectly. And once I will attach my main panel, I will add this little ball which I also cut from the paper, and this one I will also back up with the silver cardstock. And just one thing, I don't think I've said that before, this front panel and the large square panel, I've just used my scoring board to add this extra little lines. They are like half an inch line. I've just scored it on my board, simply lining, because I wanted to add additional texture, and I thought if I will place it through any embossing folder, that will really not match very perfectly. I didn't have anything which would be like very masculine design, so I thought if I will do a simple lines, that way I am having this additional texture, but I'm not taking over this pattern paper. And here I am using a very old foliage dies from Spellbinder to cut a few of the leaves. And I'm having those two papers which I color with the paints, and I will be cutting as many leaves as possible from those papers, just to have something to fill up my composition. I'm also having some foamiran flowers. You can see over here I've got 3 flowers ready, and I thought, even though it's masculine card, if I will add those little extra flower composition. I think that will enhance the card and give it this extra interest and dimension to the entire card. And here you can see I'm going back and forth. I have my die cutting machine on the other desk behind me, so I'm just turning over and cutting those leaves. And here I've cut on the fern pattern I cut 2 full leaves, and then I will be using those additional extra pieces just to cut this little part of the leaf as well. It doesn't really matter that it's not the entire leaf, I will still be able to use it, so that way I am making the most of the papers I've colored, and that will also fit nicely to my composition. And here I found some number dies. I have them in double layers. There's a plain layer and a lacy one on top of that, and I've decided to use the plain layer for my card today, but I've cut them both anyway. I was just curious to see how they both looking like, but eventually I've decided that the plain layer will be just looking nice, and that will be enough. And then to give them a little bit extra shine to my designs, I thought I will be coloring them, well, not really coloring them because I'll be using a clear embossing powder, but just to give them that extra coating on the front and give it that shininess and create that embellishment look, I've decided to cover them with the my embossing pad and then sprinkle it with the clear embossing powder. And I will do that for all the letters and the numbers as well for my entire card. And now I am having this all letter cover in this clear embossing powder, and I am ready to start gluing down my composition. I've created myself some sort of a dry run just to see if I am happy with the placement, and then I will start assembling all the elements using the hot glue. On top of the paper leaves, which I am shaping now, I've decided to add them a little extra dimension by squeezing the leaves in my fingers, just to give them a little bit more life and make sure they look not as flat, and that way they are resembling the real leaves. On top of that, I also decided to use a little bit of the plastic greenery. I'm very rarely adding any plastic to my cards, but I had the pack of the leaves and they've been sitting in my drawer for a very, very long time. So I've decided, okay, I have to use it at some point. So I've decided to glue them down as a basic layer to my card as well. I am also cutting few additional balls from this elements to cut, just so I'm making sure I have plenty of them and they will be ready for me to use once I'll be building up the composition. And if it comes to my front panel, I've decided to raise it up a little bit, but instead of the using a double-sided foam tape, I am decided to use that piece of the wadding, which you probably seen on my cards before, but for those of you who not watch my channel regularly, I just want to tell you that ages ago, I think it was like 2 years ago or something, I've decided to create some I was creating an album cover and I wanted to have something to back up the material, so that way it will be nicely filling on my front cover page, and I found the offer for this material, like wadding, and it's something you will use to fill up the jackets or things like that. And it wasn't really a big price, so I was surprised because when I bought it, I received a huge roll. It's absolutely huge roll of this material, and that will last me for the next 30 years. But one thing I discovered, that on top of using it for the album covers, it's really working great for adding additional extra dimension to layers like that. If you've got this like a big aperture, you can easily glue the wadding underneath, and what it does, it that not only add dimension, but it's very lightweight, so it's not adding extra additional weight to the project. So if you create some card in a box, and you will be worried that you will have a lot of the elements which will make the card really heavy, so this is something you could consider to adding up as well, because it's not adding any weight whatsoever. It's so lightweight that it's barely feel. If you add it to your elements underneath, that definitely add dimension but not creating extra weight. And here you can see I have those plastic leaves I was telling you about. I have a whole package of them, so I've decided they will compose nicely, and that way I will enrich my composition as well. I'm also adding that florist sizzle just for the extra interest as well. And I think the sizzle is something which really suits well all sorts of this rich composition, because it's not only filling any gaps, but also gives that lovely cushioning, which also helps to glue all those elements and build up the composition. So I really love it. And sizzle comes in very various colors. I just have the natural one. I do have a couple extra colors, but I think the natural one is the one definitely worth to buy, because it's very inexpensive, and it will fit nicely with every single card, and gives that rustic feeling. And something, as I'm mentioning, always nice to build up the composition over the sizzle, because the elements glue much nicely and everything is like a little bit cushioned. So this is something I really like to do. I'm also adding some pearls. This is like a flower stamens, very very large size, and I really like them. And then once I have my composition ready, I could start attaching the front sentiment. I am using a pieces of the masking tape just to help me out to put everything straight. And once I have the sentiment ready, my card is basically finished. And here you can see me attaching the letters with the help of the PVA glue. And this is the sentiment is in Polish, but it says for David. This is for his 30th birthday. I hope you enjoy my video, and thank you so very much for being here, for watching my tutorials. And if you're new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe and just hit that notification bell so you're not gonna be missing out new videos. I'll definitely try to post much more regularly this year. I think once I sell in my studio, I will come with some sort of schedule, maybe just so I could plan some sort of videos I would like to create. Let me know in the comment section below what type of the videos would be your favorite one. Would you like to see more like card tutorial, different techniques, or creating some embellishment? What would be the best interest for you for me to create? If you have any questions and you would like to see something, just definitely let me know in the comment section below. I am wishing you all a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Bye bye.